Hey
All
everyone,
right.
I'm Gidget. There's Hailie. Hi Hailie.
Hey,
Oh
what's
my
going
God, I feel
on?
so Disney Channel. The little side by side video.
Yeah, right. We are waiting for like the Disney Channel intro to come in, and then it's like this like wash of sound, and then we have to wait for a second.
They
Hey,
have
welcome
these
to
little
Disney.
couch videos where they put the people's face and they have these little fake little like couches with legs. And it's Ariel and the other girl from the Zombies movie. Okay, don't ask how I know all this Disney stuff.
I'm like, how do you know? I haven't solidly watched Disney Channel in a while, so you probably know better than I do for sure. But
At work, I watch a lot of Disney Channel.
all right, all right. I mean, hey, it's probably very positive entertainment, right?
Positive. We watched Luca the other day. That was good. Anyway,
Oh,
I'm Gidget, and I am here with Hailie Hay of Great Bitter Lake, formerly Forest,
hello.
and but we've ditched the name Forest, and I'm going to call her Great Bitter Lake Association because association is just so cool, and she is really cool. But I got a disclaimer here. There's some nepotism level here. I gotta let you know that that is my cousin. So if you guys are looking at us and thinking, oh, she looks like a really cute Greek version of Gidget, it's because she is the youngest cousin of mine. And I'm the oldest cousin. So there's like a big age range, big, like my butt. So anyway, that's Hailie Hayes. She's got a whole band, but we've just got just a Hailie. So I'll let her talk to you and tell you about herself.
Oh boy, this is always
I'm putting you
the
on the spot.
most. I know. I'm like hot seat. Wow, did it get warmer in here? Is it just me? Like hot seat going on? Yeah, my name's Hailie. Gidget and I are cousins, and I'm so honored to be here with y'all tonight. I do have a whole band. We're called Great Bitter Lake, as Gidget mentioned, and yeah, I mean, we're an indie rock band from California. I like to joke that we're all kind of a bunch of howling ghosts, just trying to aim ourselves at resonance. And I guess whole reason we're here is we have a single coming out, came out or is coming out on Friday, the 25th of June. It's called Lovesick, and we're super excited to share it with y'all. So,
and I cheated and I played it on Friday and had a really great response. People loved
nice.
it. It's
I
a
love
lot different than Colorado.
it is. It is.
It's got a little bit more of a beat to it. It's got a big hook, and it's
Shucks.
great. I like it. As the secret weapon says, it's got more hooks than Dolly Parton's bra.
But although on a side note, I do have someone I love Dolly Parton so dearly. So the very mention of Dolly Parton in this interview is like an honor for me.
Oh, relative road trip, Dollywood.
I will pinky promise you right now that we will do that. I don't know how we're gonna do this through the screen, but
yeah. So
I'm down.
Down with this disclaimer is everyone's got a relative and they, oh my God, I've got a relative. Oh, you got to hear music, right? And so my Uncle John, I had found my relatives. I'm adopted. I did not know these people. And they were all going to see her play at DNA. And they were like going, you should come, you should come. And I'm like, no, I worked at DNA. No, I live outside of Chicago. DNA is too far. And they're like, oh man, you're going to totally love her when you meet her. And so they sent me a live video. And I'm like, that's my cousin. Wow. And then I was talking with her mom and she goes, oh yeah, she just graduated from Berkeley and she's uber talented. And they're like so proud of her. And I'm like, dude, do you guys realize she's like it? She's like a prodigy.
Oh,
She's totally brilliant. And I mean, I get music all the time. And I said this on the air the other day. I get these young people who are just born with it. They just have this innate sense of talent that they can just drag it across. And whatever they do, they leave a little mark as they go. And sometimes they're 15, so 16, 17. She was what, 24 when I first heard it. And I was like, oh my God, she is one of those ones that just falls in my lap that I even if I wasn't related to her, I would play the fuck out of her. So I just got to say that. Embarrass the fuck out of you right now. Get it over with.
I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I say? It's incredible. It just feels incredible. Like, thank you. Making music is just what I've always done, I guess. It's something that not like, oh, it came naturally to me at all, but like it just always made sense, I guess. And, some folks have visual art as an outlet. Some folks have sports as an outlet, or as, something that makes their life make sense. And I have a bunch of silly little notes and a couple of guitars, and that's what always made sense to me. And so
it makes sense when people listen to it because they can feel you play it. Your music has a heartbeat. It's definitely part of you, even though there's a band.
It's a big part. Making music is so funny that way because and I'm not separating from any other kind of art. Obviously, art is usually always a piece of you, or it should be. But thank you, yeah, because these songs that we share, like I'm excited to share songs with folks because I do believe that if you're comfortable with it, music should be shared because it usually makes someone else's life better too if you share your music, what you're making or whatever, because we're all unique, but odds are someone's gone through something similar to what you've gone through if you're a musician and you're writing songs about your experience. But they are also big pieces of you. So it's really exciting to share with people, but it's also like, for a moment, it's so scary because you're like, wow, I'm writing directly about something that happened to me. And like, hopefully this is like strikes a chord with someone else. And like, there can be this resonance between us or whatever. So it's good. It's more than good to hear that. That's phenomenal.
Is this where we get all verklempt and get all emotional?
I'm verklempt. Like I just have to. I wouldn't.
The thing that I like is when I watch your live streams on IG and then the ones that you've had on YouTube recently, is afterwards I see people like Uncle Jake who all of a sudden has to pull out his guitar because you've struck a chord and he has to play. Exactly.
Bring the guitars out. Bring all of the guitars out. Bring your voices out. Bring your freaking, I don't know, harmonicas out. Accordions. Do it. Bring it all out. Like if that's what playing music on my end does for.
I just love that because I mean it's like everybody wants to talk to you. You've instigated something in their souls. I mean, and then the whole band, when you guys are all together and you see pictures of you guys, it's like you guys have this like magic little sharing, like snow globe of fun.
I always think of bands in general as kind of like relationships. And it's no different with my band and I'm glad to hear that because it definitely feels like I don't know, like I've known these guys for, 6-7 years. And we have always just kind of had that musical connection thing going on. Like we've just, it's very rare. It's rare that you get into a room with people and, you can just feed off of each other's energy, but then also continue to for a long period of time. And I met Michael and Levi in high school, and I was at a show of theirs actually, and I was in the audience, and they were playing a show. I think we were, maybe 17. And I remember seeing them both play, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play music with these guys one day. I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know like when or where, but it's going to happen. And lo and behold, after years of jamming and kind of touch and go, and everyone was going to college and whatever, in 2018, I called them to play a show with me. Gave them a week and a half notice to learn all of my songs because I had only a week and a half notice. I love them, and I'm so sorry that I put them through that, but they showed up and we played the show and it felt great. And then that's honestly just how it's been since. That's how it all happened. So whenever we get together, we just kind of try to create a space where we're having fun and making music and, remembering to be together and be in that moment as much as we can, because that's the most important thing.
And you guys look great together. You have a chemistry. It's a good looking band.
Well, gosh, now I'm blushing even more. I'm like, oh man, the boys are cute. I hang out. We're good.
Changing the name to Pony Boy and the Outsiders.
Pony Boy and the Outsiders. Yeah, I've got the rolled up sleeves and the slicked back hair. I think
I love this look.
Thank you.
Anyone who knows what a pony boy is cool with me. So I think I came from the right family.
Shucks. The whole Barrett clan definitely is Outsiders fan, and also
Barrett is like one of the greatest rock names there is. It really is. Syd Barrett.
Yep.
You can't get much better than that.
It'd be hard to.
Oh, you could change your name to Syd Barrett.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
But then I'd have
Syd Barrett died while I was pregnant with Dylan. And I almost named Dylan Syd because of that. And that would have been so funny because I was thinking he'd be Syd. And then years later, finding out my last name is really Barrett.
But Dylan's a cool name too, though. And like, if I were to go to Syd Barrett someday, like I respond so well to Hailie Hay, and I really like Hailie as my name.
I love it.
The reason behind it and everything. I really do love it. So.
Yeah, Hailie Hay is you. Your Pony Boy Hay.
That's fair. Hailie, Pony Boy, Hay. Let's just like write that.
You got to get a little stay gold tattoo on this side. There's not enough ink on this side.
Oh yeah, I've got this over here. I've got some space to fill in. I've got some time. I can do that.
Yeah, well, a trip to Erno's is in order, probably, right?
Yeah,
that's the tattoo shop on Lower Haight.
I was about to say about a trip to Mom's, which is where I got this tattoo too. Which Mom's is still open on Haight until like I think 2 a.m. or it was before COVID. So I'm assuming that they'll return back.
I don't know what's open after COVID. I actually got my one and only tattoo came from right by where we're from, right off Park Street in Alameda, Golden Dragon, that little tattoo shop by Johnny Rockets. Or what? I don't know what it was. It was Johnny Rockets then. I don't know what it's called now.
I feel like I've seen it passing by, and I honestly, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to check back since I'm out here, so I might as well just go drive right by.
5 feet tall.
Yeah.
A little guy, and I'm like, it was after a Grateful Dead show, and I just wanted a tattoo,
I feel like if there's any time to get a tattoo, I've never been to a Grateful Dead show, obviously, but I have heard so many things about Dead shows, and I feel like if there's any time to get your first tattoo, it's probably after a Grateful Dead show. If I were guessing. I don't know. I've always just liked tattoos, so I as soon as I turned 18, actually before I turned 18, my mom and my dad, we went to go get my first tattoo with my dad, which was pretty funny. I was 17 years old. My mom had to like sign the little sheet that said like, I know what I'm doing, and my kid can get a tattoo. We give you consent, whatever. And from that moment, I was hooked. That was it.
Yeah, dangerous I heard game. That. I'm surprised I stopped at just the one. I was 18, so we'll do the math later. Very, very, very long time ago. And I went and saw Cheap Trick that night.
Oh, Cheap Trick, really?
Damn. I know, I suck. You got to come to Chicago and hang out and see bands.
Yeah, honestly, I've never been to Chicago. I've heard good things about Chicago dogs, but I also don't eat meat, so hopefully they have a vegetarian Chicago dog. And I've heard it's very windy, and I've also heard that it's got a lot of really good art. So I'm down to show up there.
I have an Art Institute membership, so we got the art part covered.
Sweet.
You see the big Warhols, the big, huge paintings, and the giant bean in the middle of the park. It's a giant silver bean.
Oh yeah, the big silver guy that looks like a bean. Everyone says it looks like, well, everyone calls it a bean. I'm not from there, obviously, so I can't really say what. I don't know. I always saw it as like a worry stone, like those like stones you grab, and you have like they have the thumb groove that you would hold, and like if you're feeling anxious, you would just like put your thumb in the groove and it would feel better. But I guess it's a bean. It's not a worry stone.
I don't know. It's called Cloud Gate. It doesn't look like Cloud Gate either. So, but everyone calls it the bean.
I know the artist who did that. Now I don't know the artist who did it. Obviously, like we don't get lunch, but like I'm aware of who did that, and I can't think of the name right now.
I can't either. He was kind of pretentious, so I don't really know that much about it.
He called his bean Cloud Gate. Like that's.
Or that could be the park. I don't know. I'll have to ask some Chicago person because obviously I'm from where you're from, so all this stuff is new to me. I listen to Mike do these interviews all the time, and they flow off of his mouth, and then I get nervous, and I just want to I don't know what to ask you.
And I'm like, I don't know what to ask me either. And then I'm like, having a meta moment where I'm like, I play music. I do. Where? When?
Well, why don't you pull up? Have a Bill and Ted moment.
Yes. And pull up
the guitar.
A guitar.
Dude.
Yeah. Dude.
Hella.
Dude. Dude. It's all here. It's all happening.
It's all here.
Guess my guitar was conveniently right next to me. Interesting. It's actually, I really love Breedlove, and I really love that they sent me this guitar. It's pretty great. What should I play? I mean, should I play the new single? I feel like that's a little bit not narcissistic, but
not narcissistic at all. Play what's going to get people to know Hailie.
Oh gosh, I mean, I guess. Well, without my boys, this is.
What does Hailie like to play and sing when Hailie's alone and Hailie needs to have her Winnie the Pooh moments and perk herself up?
There are a couple different. There are a couple covers that I like to play that are pretty funny. Perk yourself up covers. That I'd have to grab my other guitar for because this is in a really weird tuning, which is the new song Lovesick tuning, which sounds like this. Strange open song, but I guess I do play this song sometimes when I want to pick myself up. It's a song that I wrote a long time ago and brought to my boys, which then became the single that we're releasing. And yeah, I guess I'll just play a little bit of it. I don't have to play the whole thing. It's called Lovesick.
It's your time. Be a rock star.
Rock star is a beautiful word, but a strong word. I don't know if that's. This is Lovesick. I hit my head. On the day that you left, I said, we'll wait till we are. we're way too young. In the end of it all, a happy accident. In the end of it all, would you still give me a call? Do I deserve that? Do I deserve that? Oh, do I deserve that? Do I deserve it all? I am upset. I am sick of love. I am abstract. I am stuck in love. I am upset. I am sick of love. I am abstract. I am stuck in love. With you, with you. I am lovesick. I am sick of love. I am unstrung. I am stuck in Hope that wasn't too loud through the Zoom speakerphone system, but
I'm telling you, that single's gonna go places.
It's been with me for so long that it's like it feels like letting go of, I don't know, it feels like it feels like taking out a rib a little bit, but like less painful, obviously. It's just, it's such a part of me. But
yeah, well, you can take out a rib and have it be painful.
True. I feel like it was when I wrote it, it was like taking out a rib in the painful way, but now it's like, now this thing is, you know, out there and like polished, and, or it's going to be out there, I guess. And it feels finally good to put it in a museum. I don't know where I was going with that metaphor, but it's like, so exciting.
Maybe it's like that appendix thing, you know, when your appendix hurts and you push into it, it's not supposed to hurt, but you pull your finger out, it's supposed to hurt really bad, and then you get your appendix out and it's all better.
Yeah, I guess it's like that. And that's how songwriting kind of is, isn't it? Like you don't always have to write from a place like that. You can write a song about anything, right? I mean, one of my favorite Tegan and Sarah songs, for instance, sounds like it came from a place that was really painful, but it's really about a phone plan that only allowed them to call people at night. Start coming soon for anyone who wants to look it up. I know I'm going to show my cards as that nerdy gay person right now, but it is what it is. So you write your song about anything, but like sometimes it really is the appendix painful feeling where you're like, this part of me is hurting. I don't know where your appendix is at all. But you know, this part of me is hurting. Maybe I'll just pull it out and then it'll feel better. And that's how this song was for me, for sure.
I can see Tegan and Sarah being like that too, especially since they argue and bicker a lot. So there's got to be a little bit of pain writing in that. You know, when Maya was 11, that was her favorite band.
Really?
And she had Joe take her to see them. And she was 11. And she wore her little bandana and it was tied. And she had her little I Hear Noises shirt.
Yep. Gotta roll up the sleeves.
Yeah, she rolled up her sleeves, yeah. And they thought, oh my God, that's so cute. This dad is supporting her. You know, she's not out. She's not a lesbian, but she's never known any different. We've never like given her, you know, this is the way she was raised. She didn't care. She just thought they were the greatest girl singers ever.
They are pretty damn good. And like, it's definitely the dream to like open for them. I'd be stoked. That's it. That'd be great. So if Tegan and Sarah, if you're listening right now.
Yeah. And the band that opened for them was really good too. They were called the Diddy Bops. And they were a lesbian couple. And they saw Maya and they dragged Maya around and they were like introducing her to people. And then Maya got to meet Tegan and Sarah. And after that, she just thought you just meet people. She didn't know any different. Every time we take her to a show.
Nice lesbian band just takes you to meet people. And then it's, you know.
And Jill's like, oh, that's harmless. Here, just go with the band. Just go, you know. Here, take my 11-year-old.
Well, you know, I mean, like, how else are you going to have life experiences, I suppose? It's a good environment to do that. It's not an unsafe environment, I don't think. So
if you had been my kid, I would have dragged you to shows too.
Yeah.
You know, I took Maya to see Rob Zombie when she was 7. Okay, so she'd been seeing shows since I was pregnant. And she's a huge Rob Zombie fan. So I take her backstage. Really? And he's like standing back there, but he doesn't have any makeup on, so she doesn't recognize him. And he hands the dog to Maya. And Maya's holding Dracula and she's petting it and she's holding the dog. She gives the dog back to the guy who introduced himself as Rob over her head. Next day she goes to school, she goes, I met Rob Zombie's dog.
And also Rob Zombie, but like out of makeup. I don't think I would recognize Rob Zombie out of makeup, even still to this day. I was never like, the hugest. I feel like I definitely went deep into, if I'm like that, yeah, I definitely wasn't like the hugest Rob Zombie fan, but like I can see his face in makeup for sure, but I would not know about makeup. There's no way.
His wife is so adorable and so pretty. And she's like all really cuted out that this little 7-year-old girl is like, ah!
Like, oh, dog, that's I mean, that's me at every party though. I'm like, oh wow, you guys are cool, but like there's a dog over there that needs my attention right now. So I'll see you later. And usually at parties I'm like, oh yeah, I don't remember the party, but I remember the dog. Like very cute, pit bull, fantastic, love them. Great. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, Hailie, how was the rest of the night? And I'm like, I don't know, I was hanging out with dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So people sometimes try to take my dogs home from parties. We don't have a lot of parties anymore, but when we did, sometimes my dogs would end up outside.
No, you have to respect the dog's space, and like that's their space. You could talk to the dog, but you know, this is their house.
So we know who Maya met when she was 7. How old were you the first time you met a rock star?
Oh boy. You know, honestly, I have to rack my brain for this one because I definitely never. Okay, so this is actually really funny. I don't know if rock star is interesting. A lot of appreciation for Grimes. This was one of the stories where I like gravitated to someone's dog and then like met someone who was big in the music industry, but didn't realize until after I like walked them back to their car and was like, I feel like I know this person and I've been listening to this person's music for so long, like whatever. But basically I walked up to a pit bull at a get together for a friend of mine And I was like, hey, can I talk to your dog? Because it's always polite to ask. You don't ever just like start petting a dog for no reason. And, you know, I was talking to this dog, pit bull named Quiet, very sweet. And then I started talking to the people that like were with the dog, obviously, because I was like, okay, well, I really am here to talk to your dog, but you guys are cool too, so I'll just talk to you. And then I think I recognized tattoos, and then we started talking about like the music industry, and I was like, I think I know who you are, and then like walked them back to their car, and it was for sure Grimes, and I was like, oh, I guess I should have.
Tattoos and dogs are the best way to meet a band.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree.
I have a friend who walked up to a guy in a band back in the 80s called Pop Will Eat Itself. And he said, I really like your Spider-Man tattoo. If I buy you a drink, can I touch it?
Why do you need it? Okay. All right. I guess that's the most polite to ask if you, because I've had people just touch, everyone who has tattoos has had people just come up and like touch a tattoo, which is not okay. Don't ever touch anyone without their permission.
I'm just going to rub your tattoos now next time I see you.
I mean, you gotta ask first. I mean, we're family, and also, but still, consent is everything. So
I had just gotten my tattoo, and the guy in Cheap Trick rubbed it and asked if it was real.
That's basically what happened to me. But some random dude in Safeway saw this tattoo and was like, he just like decided that it was his prerogative to like do one of these, and I was like, huh, excuse me, don't do that, please. And he's like, oh, I just want to know if it was a rubber band or not. And I'm like, you could have asked me if it was real, but you didn't.
When my friend asked to see the guy in the band Spider-Man 2, next thing you know, there's two guys sitting there pulling up their sleeves, touching each other's arms. These two tall guys with funny hair just randomly taking off their shirts in a bar.
I mean, that's not that unheard of. What, in Bay Area?
It was at One Step Beyond in San Jose, so, which I don't think is there anymore. This is 30 years ago. I'd say probably
really,
1990. Because I'm old.
1980. You said
1990.
1990. Got it.
I was about 22, so you do the math there. So 89, 90. I got to remember what color my hair was at the show, and I can tell you how old I was.
I definitely gauge how old I was in photos off of what color hair I had too. Like, this is the first time that I'm a natural black hair person in a long time.
Good though. I like it.
Thanks. This is it. This is, you know, the whole natural. I shaved my head last year to see what it felt like. Didn't feel good. I like having hair. It's nice to have hair. Felt good to have a breeze on the top of my head for a while, but if I learned one lesson, it's natural hair or not, I would rather have hair on.
I shaved my head once.
Yeah.
I was 16. Once. That was enough.
I feel like if you want to know, you should do it just to know, or else you're going to spend the like rest of your life wondering. And I feel like it's worse to wonder than it is to know and then be kind of pissed for however many months it takes to grow it back. Like, it's you know, it's pretty ephemeral. Like, you're not gonna have no hair forever.
Hold on just a second.
My room is very warm.
Okay.
Can you turn the air on a little bit?
Yes, I can. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put us on pause for just a second.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Oh, we accidentally did not record you saying that, but that's okay. Anyway, we're back with Hailie while she's playing. I took a quick work break because I'm at work, and being all professional here and all, sneaking in the recordings while I'm at work. And so Hailie's got her guitar and she's playing, and she is going to close us out and tell us a few more things about herself that she needs you to know.
Yes, definitely not going to close out playing because I've got some stuff to play, but not on the official interview craziness. Fantastic. Yeah, I guess biggest things to know are Lovesick will be out on 6/25, so June 25th. Super excited to have it again with you guys and out of our hands and in the world. We are planning to have a music video released for Lovesick also 2 weeks after, sometime in the middle of July. I can't exactly say when just yet, but be very soon after. And yeah, just thank you so much for being here and hanging out. And
you are
thanks, Gidget, for
family.
meet us.
We hope
But
that we
me
keep you around
like,
Woody for a long time because you make us rock hard.
Hey, I absolutely love Woody, and again, just super stoked to be here. Thank you.
Who knew that a little meeting at Round Table Pizza with some beer and pizza would turn into, 2 years later, we're sitting here post-COVID trying to move on and move the music forward.
I actually do think that we should definitely have another beer and pizza meeting, though, because I am in need of shoving much pizza in my face again.
That vegetarian pizza was to die for.
Pretty great.
Yeah,
pretty great.
It was pretty great. That beer was good too. But okay, so you don't have any live shows coming up yet?
Not yet. We actually just have a couple of live sets that are on the internet still, if you'd like to watch. One is with The Depot and SF. They're lockdown sessions on YouTube. So The Depot, lockdown sessions, Great Bitter Lake is what you would search for. Past that, we're also on the Complex San Francisco's Twitch streaming thing for the next, I think, month. Our live set you can catch at twitch.com/thecomplexsf. You'll see us as Great Bitter Lake as one of like the first videos, I do believe. And those are we're hoping to have some live sets pretty soon. So
and can we do this again next month after the single's out and discuss where we've gone? Yeah,
let's do it. You know where I live, so
I can find you. I can stalk you really well.
You can just show up at my house, and then I'd be like, all right, sweet, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and you know what I really think is I think that you have such a great personality. You should interview your band for us.
I'll have a tiny microphone and everything. I will have it set up. The boys won't even, I'll prepare them for it, actually. I was going to say they wouldn't even know about it, but that's just mean. So I'll get the tiny microphone.
Go to them and say, hey, guys, I want to like talk to you over Zoom for like, 40 minutes.
41 minutes exactly. But it's not weird. It's just, I just want to talk to you a little bit over Zoom with a tiny microphone.
You're our first. You are our inaugural Zoom Woody interview.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, should we say a few words? Like what? That's big. That's great.
I want to thank the little people.
Hi, I'm Hailie, and I'm super stoked to be. I love Woody Radio. I saw Woody Radio. Those are the words that I've got.
And I even named the versions of the shows that I'm doing Coffee, Tea, and G. So it kind of fits. And you can do some too, and you can name them whatever you want. We have a Woody Zoom now.
Sweet. Yeah, let's do it again next month. Let's see what's going on.
I wanna get back together next month and discuss where we're at.
Let's do it. Maybe I'll have my boys with me next time.
I am so happy to have done this with you today. This means the world to me. Thank you so much.
It means the world to me too. So we've got two worlds that it means. So
multiverses.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna push stop now.
All right.
And oh wait, I don't know how to push record.